The lunch rush was finally slowing when Maya wiped her hands on her apron and glanced at the clock above the bar. 3 hours on her feet, 2 coffees spilled, 1 customer who snapped his fingers like she was a dog, and rent due in 5 days. She thought of her son, Leo, waiting at home with his homework spread across the kitchen table, pretending not to worry when she counted change from a jar for groceries. Maya smiled anyway. Smiling was part of the job. That's when the host waved her over. "VIP," he whispered, as if the word itself could tip. The man sat alone in a corner booth, tailored suit, watch heavy enough to look like a promise. His eyes moved quickly, measuring everything. Maya recognized him instantly. Everyone did. He was one of those billionaires whose face floated across business channels and magazine covers, talked about in the break room as a punchline. Big money, small tips. She approached with her practiced warmth. "Good afternoon. Can I start you with something to drink?" "Water," he said without looking up. "No lemon." The order was simple. Steak, medium rare. No sides. No small talk. Each time Maya checked in, he nodded once, eyes fixed on his phone. She refilled the water silently, cleared the plate when he pushed it aside, and brought the check with a quiet, "Take your time." He didn't. He stood, placed his phone in his pocket, and left a crisp receipt on the table. Maya waited until he was gone before picking it up. 0. A neat, intentional 0 written in ink, underlined once. Her chest tightened. She knew better than to expect anything, yet the sting still landed. Tips paid for Leo's school shoes, for gas, for the tiny moments of breathing room between bills. She forced the feeling down, smoothed her apron, and began to clear the table. As she lifted the plate, something slid and tapped softly against the wood. An envelope. Plain. Cream-colored. No logo. Her name written on the front in careful handwriting. Maya. Her first thought was that it was a mistake. Her second was that it was a prank. She glanced around. No one was watching. With a steadying breath, she opened it. Inside was a folded note and a single key card. The note read, "I don't believe tips measure service. I believe attention does. You gave me that without expectation. If you choose to, use this card at the address on the back. Tomorrow, 10 a.m. There was an address printed beneath the message. Downtown. A building she'd only seen from the bus window. Maya stared at the words until the letters blurred. She folded the note, slipped it into her pocket, and finished her shift on autopilot. All evening, she argued with herself. Don't be foolish. Don't chase false hope. But when Leo asked why she was quiet, she hugged him a little tighter and told him everything was fine. The next morning, she stood across the street from the building. Glass and steel climbed into the sky, guarded by a doorman who looked like he'd stepped out of a movie. Maya almost turned back. Almost. Then she remembered the underlined 0. She crossed. At the desk, she handed over the card. The guard scanned it, nodded, and pointed her toward an elevator. No questions. The office at the top was bright, quiet, and smelled faintly of coffee. The billionaire stood by the window, jacket off, sleeves rolled up like a man about to work. "You came," he said. "I didn't know if I should," Maya replied honestly. He smiled, not unkindly. "That's why this matters." He gestured to a chair and poured 2 cups of coffee himself. "I grew up watching my mother wait tables," he said. She smiled through everything. People thought kindness was her job. It wasn't. It was her choice. Maya listened, hands wrapped around the warm mug. "I leave 0 tips when I'm evaluating something else," he continued. "Not service. People. I watch what happens after. Anger, resentment, indifference. You didn't roll your eyes. You didn't sigh. You thanked me. I needed the job," Maya said softly. "And you did it well," he replied. "So here's the rest." He slid a folder across the table. Inside were papers she barely understood at first, then her breath caught. A scholarship fund for single parents. Full coverage. Childcare included. A stipend to cover living expenses for 2 years. "I'm funding it," he said. "You'd be the first. If you want." Maya's eyes filled. "Why me?" "Because you didn't see me as my money," he said. You saw me as a person who needed to be fed. That's rare. She thought of Leo's careful handwriting, of the jar of coins, of the way hope felt dangerous and bright all at once. She nodded. Weeks later, the story broke, not about a zero tip, but about a program launched quietly, changing lives without headlines. Maya still worked weekends at the diner, but now she studied during the week, building a future that felt possible. And sometimes, when a customer left nothing on the table, she smiled anyway, because she knew better than anyone that what's left behind isn't always what matters most.